Well, hello there. I'm Matt Donnelly, and this is Viper Bites. And this is our continued coverage and prospect profile series heading into the 2022 NFL Draft. And now we're going to turn attention to another running back here, Florida's very own Dameon Pierce. Now, you know you can run the rock when you finish top 10 in Georgia State career rushing leaders, 6,779 yards, 92 total touchdowns. Senior season, Pierce rushed for 2,123 yards on just 227 carries, averaging 9.4 yards per carry and 193 yards per game while scoring 32 rushing touchdowns. If that's not enough, if that can't get you excited about a prospect coming out of high school, how about this? He passed Herschel Walker on Georgia's high school all-time rushing list. Yes, that is a huge box that you can check right now heading into the draft. Now let's talk size. 5'10", 215 pounds. The dude is built like a little ball of hate. He is going to run angry, and he's going to run angry all the time, especially because he's got a chip on his shoulder because, hey, I think a lot of people are disrespecting this dude coming out right now. 40-yard dash now. Let's talk some more metrics. 4.5940. Not blazing fast, but good enough to get some yardage. Vertical, 34.5 inches. Broad jump, 119. Speed score, 69th percentile at 100.7. Burst score, 48th percentile at 118.2. Now, college dominator, hey, he can't help it if his coaches are idiots at Florida, right? Let's be honest. Let's call it the way it is. 21.7% college dominator, 39th percentile. And his college yards per carry, that comes in the 64th percentile. Despite the lack of usage, 5.7 yards per carry. Now, when we talk about Dameon Pierce, there's not a whole lot to go by here when you look back at his college career. There is very little usage to kind of determine how he was, what kind of player he is. I mean, thank God we had the Senior Bowl because at the Senior Bowl, he was one of the best backs out there. Now, 2018, as a freshman, Pierce, he saw only 69 carries, turning that into 424 yards and 2 scores. Doing the math, and I'm not very good at math, but it works out to about 6.1 yards per carry. This production came as he was essentially the number 3 running back on the depth chart in Florida. Now, fast forward 2019, there was a noticeable dip in his production as he saw only 54 carries, resulting in just 305 rushing yards. But he did manage to score 4 touchdowns on those 54 carries while averaging a very respectable 5.6 yards per carry, showing that if given the opportunity, Pierce can be a productive back for this Gators team. And you know what? He's going to be a productive back in the National Football League. So we'll talk about the strengths and weaknesses here in just a second. Now, 2020, that rolls around. Pierce leads the team in rushing with 503 yards and 4 touchdowns, while also adding 17 receptions for another 156 yards. Now, 2021, that's what kind of got us here. That's where Pierce's name started coming out here a little bit more as far as the scouting world is concerned. Pierce earned that invite to the Senior Bowl thanks in part to his 574 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground. Again, that's 13 touchdowns, and again, averaging over 5.7 yards per carry while adding a little bit to the receiving game there, another 216 yards. Now, I'm not good at math. I mentioned this already. 574 plus 216. Bippity boppity boo. I don't know what that actually adds up to, but it's about 800 yards altogether. His 13 rushing touchdowns and his 16 total touchdowns, that ranked tied for 5th and tied for 6th in a single season at the University of Florida. Now, let's talk strengths. Let's talk weaknesses here as it pertains to Dameon Pierce. Build a back status. Solid build and a solid frame. That's what you're getting here with Dameon Pierce. He scored a touchdown every 7 touches. Okay, angry runner. Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football, he does that angry runner, kind of that. Dameon Pierce, he's going to win that multiple times throughout his career. And he creates some mismatches versus linebackers in coverage. You can't just use a nickel corner to cover him. You can't use a linebacker to cover him. Dameon Pierce is good as any running back when it comes to catching the ball out of the backfield. And now his weaknesses, because we all have weaknesses. Hey, I have a weakness for pastries, okay? There's probably a reason why you won't see me running on the field, but hey, weaknesses, low usage. Now, I'm going to chalk this up to some very poor coaching during his tenure at Florida. I mean, look what he did coming out of high school there in the state of Florida. This is one of the most productive backs in Georgia State history at the high school ranks. and getting very little use out of Florida. And Florida wasn't exactly a good team, nor did they have a really good back. So this really is a puzzle. And he only had 9 games in which he saw 10 or more carries. So there's a little bit of a red flag there. Now his change of direction that has a little bit of a slight hitch to it, and he needs to work in his pass pro like most backs, which I don't think is a B end all to any kind of scouting report when we're talking about the backs in today's day and age. Now, we get into analysis here in just a second, but first I want to talk about fantasypoints.com. Hey, they're kicking it right now with their 2022 NFL prospect guide. You go there, you get 200 plus rookie profiles, including one on Dameon Pierce, courtesy of NFL Films' Greg Cassell. Not only that, but you get guys like John Hanson, Wes Huber, Joe Dolan, Scott Baird, Graham Barfield, all collaborating in one place here, giving you film analysis, strengths, weaknesses, NFL transitions, measurables, combine results, mock drafts, and yes, rankings, rookie and Devy. One-stop shop for all your football needs here come draft time, all for $25. And if that's not enough, head over to fantasypoints.com right now. Use promo code VIPERS22 and get 10% off that subscription because you want more analytics, you want more data. Head there right now. Now let's head back to the analysis here as it pertains to Dameon Pierce. Now, when I do my final analysis here when it comes to Dameon Pierce, hey, he looked good when given an opportunity with the ball in his hands. And when I was talking to Rich Reber early in the season as it pertains to Dameon Pierce and how he's going to transition to the NFL, we noted that, hey, he was second in this year's draft class in runs that scored a touchdown or got a first down. That happened 37% of the time. He also forced a missed tackle every 2.5 carries, which is the tops in this class, and 12th in yards after contact. He had the 11th most runs of 15 plus, and in the passing game, he was 3rd in yards per route run. Now, when you compare, this is all in comparison to other backs in this year's class. So what happened in Florida? Again, mismanagement. Think of an Alvin Kamara type management situation there. Alvin Kamara, what happened to him in Tennessee, how he kind of fell down draft boards. It wasn't because he didn't have potential or skill. It was because he was not used. And I feel the same way here about Pierce. You look at these numbers, you can see 3-down potential back caliber numbers here for Pierce at the next level. And if you want to stay up to date on everything next level, make sure that those notifications are turned on here on the Vipers Network, because when news happens, when it all breaks down, signings, trades, you name it, we have you covered. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button here on the Vipers YouTube channel. And if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever that podcasting platform may be, make sure to take a second to rate and review us, because, hey, you do not want to miss what we got coming down. We are bringing new content every single day. So stay tuned. Plenty more to come. See you next time.